Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints View, the channel for Southampton content for our uncut match review. After Southampton won, Chelsea 4, we're still waiting for a home win this season. Yeah, I'm not going to edit this. This needs to be raw footage because I don't think I'm actually going to talk about the game much. I'm going to talk about what's going on at this club because at the moment it's not looking great. So I think that my first thing that I wanted to address was the atmosphere. The fans didn't get behind the team yesterday, and it's very easy for me to say that, and fans are like, well, we've spent our hard money. I was there, I spent money to go. I spent quite a bit of money to go, but not being able to hear like much noise when the teams are walking out, that's what kind of annoyed me a bit, because from the start there was just no support. The amount of paper tickets that I see fans with so far, or I've seen fans with so far this season, or well, I say fans, people who are in the home end, is ridiculous. And you can argue, yes, that's because the majority of the teams we've played so far at home are the top six, but it's just not good enough. Make some atmosphere. We don't need clappers to make atmosphere. Thank God the club have gotten rid of them, but we're not trying much harder. And I completely understand why people don't want to try and support the team when they've gone 3-1 down, just after going 2-1 down. They just go and concede another, and basically the game's done and dusted at half time. But up until the first goal, at the very least, support the team. And maybe there were chants. Maybe I couldn't hear them. I was in the itch, and it's generally quiet, so makes hearing the other end of the ground easy. And all I heard was the Chelsea fans. But it's not the first time. The atmosphere at St.Mary's has been poor for a while, and I think that kind of reflects the poor performances. So you kind of have to look at, and ask, when's it going to stop? When are people going to want to make atmosphere, and that's going to turn into better performances? Because at the moment, people are trying. Chelsea yesterday was the only time where I didn't really see anyone try, but people have been trying for the last 3 years now. That's how long it's been. Like, that's how poor it's been. And people were throwing the stat like, oh, we've scored in our last 18 consecutive home games in the Premier League, but we've only won 4 of those games. And that's the ridiculous part of it. We've got the best consecutive scoring record for home games in the whole league, and we've got one of the worst home records, well, yeah, in the league. 4 wins in 18 games from that. And I can't start to think about how many we've conceded in those games. But yeah, the other thing was, it just feels like a chore. And I hate to say that because, if I heard someone say to me, going to St. Mary's is a chore, I'd be like, well, don't come. Don't support the team. But yesterday was just, it was just dire. Every home game seems to feel the exact same. After Bournemouth, I was gutted, but then we had the derby, and then obviously we won that, so I completely forgot about Bournemouth, and we were all happy. Went to Spurs, should have got something, yeah, we'll forget about that. But then, I was kind of confident. I think a lot of people were confident. I saw a lot of 2-1, 3-1 Saints on Twitter. I was like, fair play. And I was kind of thinking, today could be the day where we get our first home win, get a really big result against the top 6 side. And, you start walking up to St. Mary's, and, like, everyone's getting a bit excited. You can feel it in the air. The TV cameras are in town. We're going to be on Sky. This could be a really big day or whatever. And then you sit in and you see the teams warm up, and you're like, yeah. And then the players walk out. There's no atmosphere. Redmond has a shot. Everyone gets a bit louder. And then do nothing. Abraham scores, and then we go lose a 4-1. And that's literally what it's been for the last couple of, well, yeah, last couple of years, really. It feels like it's the same every single fortnight, where you have a home game and everyone gets a bit optimistic, and then first half we're just not good enough. And it's really disappointing, because I thought in the Liverpool and Man United games we were actually quite good, contested, definitely. And Man United probably should have won. Look at where they are now. But Liverpool have won all 8 of their games, and to get so close to getting a draw, it's encouraging at the time, and we haven't built on that. We've gotten worse, and that's what I'm gutted about. And I think the reason why I didn't want to do this last night was because everyone needs to calm down. And the stuff I saw on Twitter last night, some of it was just ridiculous. Some people saying like, oh, I've got sources saying that Hasenhuttl already lost the dressing room, and it's going to be a matter of weeks before he's sacked. And it's like, No, I have to say, granted, he looks like a shell of himself this season than he was last season. Not as, I don't want to say he's not as enthusiastic because he's obviously a very positive guy. But you look at him in the touchline, we go 2-0 down and he's sat in his seat. He's not working, he's not getting on the touchline to try and sort it out. Whereas Frank Lampard, the whole game, he was up on his touchline, giving loads of directions to his players. And you kind of think, what has actually happened? 3 weeks ago, we were all positive. We just won at Sheffield United, 2 clean sheets, and with 7 points from 5 games, you're like, okay, it's decent. Sheffield United was a good result. And then we've gone and lost 3 league games since then. Granted, 2 of them are against top 6 sides, but that Chelsea side is not the team that it used to be. I can tell you that now. Defensively, they were there to get. We had at, Zuma didn't look great. In fairness, Aspilicueta was better than I thought he would be, because I've heard bad things about him so far this season, but we just didn't try, and that's what really pisses me off. The goals as well. I'm not even going to start about Mason Mount's goal. That's just ridiculous. Everyone was getting annoyed about Gunn for the first one. I agree. Yeah, should have caught it or shouldn't have come out. Let's be honest. But Prowse giving the ball away that easily when we were about to go on the attack. There are too many players in that team who are basically safe from being dropped. They're invincible from being dropped. Ward-Prowse is the main one. He's not going to get dropped. I cannot see it. He's Southampton boy, academy. He needs to be in that team. He has been dreadful all season. To be fair, the only good he's done, and this is so harsh, but it needs to be said, the only good he's done for this football club are the 3 months between January and March last season. What else has he actually done? And, on his day, he can be great. He loves the club. It's great to have a player like that in the side. But Armstrong's been waiting on the bench for ages. Boufal didn't even start yesterday. There are players there who can play and who deserve a chance. It's just not good enough. Højbjerg again was crap. I love Højbjerg, but he's just not been on it this season. I don't know what's happened. They had a whole preseason. We all said in preseason, we were optimistic for the season. A full preseason with Ralph Hasenhuttl was going to be amazing. It's going to do wonders for the squad, and we're going to be a really strong team. He even said that the idea of his football was that we were going to be hard to beat. We've lost 5 of our 8 league games, so hard to beat. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. And we can say all this stuff about how we've already played 4 of the top 6. Like December, November time is going to get a bit easier, but losses get rid of confidence. Confidence gets sapped when you lose football matches. And so when we're going to have Norwich at home, when we're going to have Villa away, who has Watford at home soon, by that point, are we really going to be confident to win the game? And that's what I worry about. It's feeling too similar to last season. It's as if there's a hangover period still from Hughes, and I don't understand how that can be the case, because Hughes got sacked almost a year ago. We've almost been with Hasenhuttl for a year. Was it 10 months? And last season, he improved it. Obviously, he saved us from relegation, but not much has happened. Not much has changed so far this season, which is worrying. I think the fact that there's an international break now is a good sign, because we need it. And obviously, the next game, Wolves away. They've just won at Man City, so could be fun, that one. But I don't really know what's happening. There's something behind the scenes, surely. It's just not good enough. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let us know your thoughts on the game yesterday, and let us know your thoughts on the whole thing, or the whole situation, let me say, at St. Mary's. Like I said earlier, this is uncut footage. It needs to be raw, no editing involved. So a couple of mistakes here and there, a couple of pauses, whatever. That's just part of me thinking what I want to say, because there's a lot to be said, and to try and condense it all into a 9-10 minute YouTube video is quite hard. So yeah, thank you for watching. Leave it a like, subscribe if you're new, and we will see you after the international break, because not gonna lie, guys, I probably need a rest from this. Covering Saints is, yeah, it's fun. I'll see you soon, guys.